Where I put two rollers I just cleaned out a few minutes ago. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are the makers of the Supreme, sorry about that, Supreme Ambient Rejection 12, Supreme Exotic 15s, and the Advanced 17s. I'm trying to figure out here before I get things mixed up here, because these are the two new ones. These are the ones that already have to be, they're tested. I'm gonna do some more of those. These are already done. This is new and this is new. This is the new stuff. It's that new high performance, that gray, ultra gray. And we got the one here. All right, so this right here is new. This was made about 20 minutes ago. Now I told you before that the reason why some of these gray paints, we only have one of them that's going to end up on the website, but the one behind me I just showed on the thumbnail, that is being custom designed for, we're going to make 3 of them. Crow screen paint will be here soon. We've been checking tracking numbers on the product. We did get one. We got one. As I said before, trying to get that product down here was a pain in the neck and kept canceling our orders. Every time we tried to place an order for his product, he would cancel it on us. So, you know, anyone saw the video, went through a whole fiasco just trying to get his product, and he has something seriously to hide. So, customer went in and made the order from another state. It went through successfully, and now it is in transit. That's what we're waiting for, to see if it would pop up in transit. He's not going to figure out who ordered it. I mean, bottom line, at the end of the day, as I said before, you know, if people have the right to review our products, we think it should be only fair that we can review theirs. It's just fair. And for someone to basically, and I told you that, I mean, even though you canceled our orders, even though we went through all that nonsense, I told you we were going to get that product one way or another. I told you it was going to happen. And sure enough, we got it. So it's on its way. And like I said, I've done recordings where we went on eBay. We made the purchase. I showed you the emails that this guy was sending to us back and forth. He refused to sell us this paint. And like I said, I think it's unfair that you want to review our products, but we can't review yours. And I think that shows you have something to hide there. So once the product gets here, as I said before, what we're going to do is we're going to do how demonstration should be done. It's going to go through all the testing that our screens have to go through every day. Like when I took that screen yesterday and I threw it in the doorway and threw a lamp on top of it, that kind of brutal testing. And that's inside. We haven't even gone outside. Outside testing is a little more brutal. So this is just inside demonstrations. All the stuff that you were skipping, like dodging light, not using it properly on low lumen projectors, and I've seen the demonstrations on the low lumen projectors, you always had it in a dark environment. We use fully lit environments when we use low lumens, and they're pulled back 20 feet. Contrast demonstration, you're definitely going to do a ton of those because you avoid contrast demonstrations of all costs. The star field demonstration, OLED, any of the LG, what do you call it, pixelation, black tests, you got to do all those. You'll be going against the exotics. You'll be going against the DMP Supernova, Dark Star 9, all the sample sheets we have in the drawer. We got Vivistorm coming through. I already ordered sample sheets for that. I got some new stuff on the Elite screens, so I'm coming in for that. We want to see how you stack up to certified screens, which means you'll go through 11 certified screen. I got a screen downstairs waiting for you. It's a 100 inch, 16:9 aluminum fixed frame screen. You'll be coded to that. When we get that, we'll test you against white samples. What's the difference between your screen and white samples? We'll do color patterns, everything. All the demonstrations that you skip. And how we know you don't make our product correctly and you don't make it at all, period. Because like I said, usually you will run out there and make our product and think that bothers us. It doesn't. But we gave you permission to make the exotics. Permission. You have my permission to make it, and you have not made one of them yet. That shows that the reason why you haven't made one of them because you can't make them. And any other screen print you called yourself making, you couldn't make it to begin with. That's why the test that follows behind the 12, the test that follows behind the blues, you never repeated the exact same test. If I'm going to make a product of somebody, I'm going to show every performance test that they did under that product to show that I did make that product. I was able to pass their own tests. You can't do that. And we gave you permission to make those exotics. You can't make any of them, not even one. So that tells you right there that your demonstrations on making our products are completely fake. So now your product will be here soon. I don't know what we have, to tell you the truth, because the customer, she stroked your ego. When she came back to me, she said, well, he wants to know what kind of screen paint. Tell him, because of your expertise, and I know how arrogant you are, send us whatever you want, you think is the best. Now, I got a funny feeling we may have a Cinemax in that box. And if we do, that screen's going to go through some crazy testing. And our screens are going to be right along with it. You're not going to be by yourself. I like to test my technology right next to other screens to see how we stack up. You will be going against a 12. You do know the outcome of that screen. 12s are very powerful screens. I might even put you against the Limitless Black, and that's a very powerful screen. So we'll see how it goes. But for right now, before his product gets here, we're going to be testing out some great screen paints that we're going to be developing on our end. Now, we already have one, which is a final, which is the one I was showing you off yesterday. That kind of that LT ultra bright gray, that's going to definitely end up on the website. It pulls a good contrast stuff. It's beautiful. I like it. But we got some other stuff we're experimenting with downstairs, and we're going to definitely put this against his product. Now, one of the things I won't do to you, and it's because I think it's wrong, is I could easily go on and take the video that you deleted off YouTube showing people how to make your product, your Metallica mix. You had a video of you showing people how to do that. Literally, it was on there for quite some time because I had 27,000 hits attached to it. You removed that video the minute we found out that your personal mix and that mix matches perfectly. This is your new screen paint. So what I'm going to do is we're not going to do that. I can easily go on to the YouTube channel. We pre-recorded your video, show everybody your living room. You're doing the demonstration. You showing how to make the product, make that product, and then match it to the new stuff you have. We're not going to do that. That'll be going too far. We're just here to do reviews, that's all. That's not necessary. And we're not going to do any of the cheap tricks you like to use where you basically taint the product with something. Everything from the unboxing to opening up the container, all that will be done live so everybody can see everything. We're not going to have it where we have all this light on your side of the screen. When you do it with us, you put a whole bunch of light on our side of the screen, like sunlight delivery, put our screen near the window. No, it's going to fade out. We're not going to do that. These are going to be fair demonstrations done by the book. And when I asked you to do the Starfield demonstration, I gave you plenty of time. Now your time has run out. When it gets here, it will be displayed in this room with those windows open, and we'll pull that Starfield demonstration and we'll see what we'll get from it. But I told you I was going to get it. Told you. Just a matter of time. It's all about patience and waiting. And sure enough, customer came through, provided tracking numbers. We reimbursed them on sent money to their accounts and reimbursed them on their money. Gave them back their money back into their account. A little extra for helping us out. And now we have it. And that's not the most important part, but you have to understand. What's important the most is what's on top of that box, which is your address, because that's the one that's going to be forwarded to my attorneys. And that's how you're going to get our literature or whatever you need, documents, whatever, from our attorneys that will explain to you what's going to happen to you because you violated the copyright by our company. That's another reason why we made that order. See, there you go. So now we have your address, and soon my attorneys will be in touch with you. And soon you're going to have to go to court for violating my copyright. Yep, I told you it was going to happen. So let's get started on this demonstration. Just want to get that out of the way first. So this is the stuff right here. Some of the stuff we're working on downstairs. Like I said, I'm not too fancy about gray paints, but we put some coating in this. Kind of curious now with these light paints now on dropping coating on this. But keep in mind, we do coating on darker paints. These are the paints that we gave him. If you don't know about the permission we gave him, this particular individual has a problem of going on YouTube and call himself making our products and giving away for free. So we felt that if he really knew how to make our products, he would have no problem making the exotics. We gave him permission to do so. He didn't make not one of them. And this is how impossible the exotics are to make, all right? Number one, say you were to make this one right here, right? This is the money green. You can't just go into a Home Depot or Lowe's and say, hey, let me get this green. This green is designed by taking multiple colors to make this green, and it's a measurement of how much we put in to make this tone of green. Number two, the exotics are made in 20 minutes. I caught my, this is what my Lord blessed me, my knowledge my Lord has given to me. 20 minutes it takes us to make one of these. Within 20 minutes from the screen being painted and dried, it goes through a 3-screen certified, which means 3 certified screens must be laid against it. And we have to do a color pattern, which means we must show blue, greens, reds, orange, whatever, to see which one of the screens are going to pull up deeper, richer colors. Once that's done, next stage, we bring in the low lumen projector, which is the Sony I get that thing mixed up. VPL CS4 or 4SC is one of those, right? So anyway, it's a 1,000 lumen projector. In that demonstration, we pull the projector back 20 feet, and that screen must display an image at 20 feet back in a fully lit environment, make contact with the screen, and pull an image. Once that's done, we do the low lumen test, which is actually 1,500 lumens to 1,000 lumens test. And keep in mind, it's all color patterns, the whole 9 yards, everything. Ultra short throw test has to be done. And then after that, we do a gaming demonstration on it because people want to see what gaming is going to look like on the screen. And then once that's done, the screen has to go through a 5 to 11 screen certified, which means it has to go up against 11 screens or 5 to 11. And this is not picking out certain screens that are going to blend well with your screen. This is picking out odd screens like the DMP Supernova, the Infinity, the Blade, the Dark Star 9, the Seymour AV 1.3, daylight screens, different types of screen colors. Like some are darker, some are lighter, so on and so forth. And you have to put that against your product and see which one's going to pull the better contrast, the better white levels, the better colors, the whole 9 yards. And then the final test is it has to go outside at 13 feet. Now, the difference between the 15s is the 12s were able to pull up at 6. 15s can pull at 4:51 in the evening hour at 13 feet back, 1,000 lumens outside, no walls, no windows, nothing to protect it, and it can maintain a star field demonstration at 190-degree viewing angle, which means I can sit right over there by that grill, hit the side of my screen, and you can see my screen in the next room. That's why you can see the blue crystal clear from all the way here in that well-lit environment, because blues passed that test to be able to pull an image outside on a star field at 13 feet. And if they could do that, then this right here is nothing. So, and here's the hard part. Not only does he have to complete all the tests, but all the tests have to be done live, which means if you make any mistakes, it will be seen. And this technology passed. Every last one of them has passed all their tests flawless. And you're going to have to do the same thing exactly to the T. Now, you think he's going to do that? Nah. If he could figure out how to make our product, he would have easily took that challenge. He would have made every last one of these with no problem. And here's a new one. And I told you that in this challenge / giving you permission to make the product, we were going to make 30 of these. And we still plan to make 30 of the exotics. And for each one I make, you're going to have to make also. He also had another challenge where we wanted him to display his ultra short throw projector, which has a 2,000,000 to 1, I think, contrast compared to mine that has a 4,000 to 1. Fully lit environment, windows open, display a star field demonstration. I don't know what the problem is, but like I said, you want to challenge us, you want to call yourself being the same as us, well, now you got your opportunity. And we don't want to hear any Q&As, we don't want to hear any doing product reviews, which you do when you try to stray away from any challenges, and we don't want to hear you giving us challenges. We initiated the challenges first. You will complete ours. If not, you just keep your mouth shut. That's all. You can't do anything that we do at all over here. You're not anything in the field of our technology. You don't do what we do. You don't do our demonstrations. None of it. So when your product gets here, we will do a proper review, because I notice when I watch your demonstrations, you're constantly blocking out light. You're closing out windows. You're sticking to certain forms of videos that have a lot of bright colors to it. You're staying clear away from contrast demonstration. And if you do a contrast demonstration, it's always in the dark. So since you said you compare that Max or whatever screen paint you have to black technology, well, now you're going to go against the real deal, the real black technology over here, and we're going to pull contrast, white levels, the whole 9 yards. Keep in mind, I've done this already against this personal mix. This is like a remix, kind of like he forgets stuff that we do to him already, like tests that we already do and we prove ourselves on. It's like he forgets and he does it all over again. We have your personal mix over here, and I have your UP mix too. So if we've done this, I can go upstairs and take your personal mix and throw it against that black screen, and that black screen will do the same thing as it did with a Seymour AV 1.3. And this is the things that he forgets that, I don't know, he thinks his product is different from everybody else's, like he has something completely different. You don't do the test to show that it's different. I'm right there having a conversation with you all, and my screen's producing an image in a fully lit environment while I'm having this conversation with you. Interesting. But anyway, as I said before, you know, if I'm going to take a black screen and I have 11 certified screens, and out of those 11 certified screens, we have a cinema gray. If it's in a cinema gray, it's a very light gray screen. We have a matinee silver Seymour AV 1.3, as I said already before. We have the Blade by DMP Supernova. These are very light screens, laying against my technology. And some white silver paint, I think Modern Master. I did that demonstration on my black screen upstairs, and I was able to not only pull a better color level, a better contrast level, but I did this with the lights on and off on that screen at 135. And I think I did that late at night. So if my screen, black one upstairs, can go toe to toe with a Seymour AV 1.3 or a Cinema Gray or the Daylight Silver screen, which we had up there too. I forgot about the 2.0 or something, 3.0, whatever screen it is. What makes you think that your technology can compare to theirs? So if you're saying that your technology is equal to theirs, we'll find out when it gets here. All right, so let's start this because I got a lot of work to do today. We got a new exotic screen paint. You just got another one added on for you today. This one's called we're gonna get the nickname. Okay, so this one we're gonna change the red. I like burgundy red, but I'm gonna go with Burgundy Blaze. I love Burgundy Blaze. I like that name. So this is gonna be titled Burgundy Blaze. This is the red. Burgundy Blaze. I like this stuff. Came out beautiful. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get my hands on a motorized tension projection screen for a reasonable price, because everybody wants so much money for those things, I'm changing out my screen in the gamer room. So I'm taking that one out, and I'm going to put a motorized tension screen in there because I want it to lay flat to the surface, and I'm going to paint that with this red. And I'm going to do the background. Man, it's going to be a red and black screen with red lights on the back of it. Tell me that's not going to be hot. That's going to be hot. And this is the burnt sunflower. Oh, and by the way, the gamer paint, we're working on that too next. So God gave me the ingredients when I got up this morning for the gamer paint. It's going to be called Nuclear Waste. Excuse me about that. You're going to see why. It's going to be called Nuclear Waste. It is going to be a fun screen paint. I'll tell you that much right there. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be interesting. But the nickname for it is going to be called Nuclear Waste. And I got a screen I'm going to build for it. Oh man, I got to get me some bio symbols, some nuclear bio symbols, some radiation tape. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting screen. Well, let's put it this way. The color is neon green, but it can produce a contrast. Think about that one. That's why I said it's going to be very interesting. Oh man, I just thought about that. I might build me a Fallout. Oh yeah. I'm building me a Fallout. I'm gonna rust the sides out and everything. I'm gonna build me a Fallout projection screen, a customized Fallout projection screen with the nuclear symbols, the tape. I'm gonna rust the sides out. Look, it's corroded. Oh, this is gonna be sick. I cannot wait to do. Oh, and I'm gonna put some neon lights, green neon lights on the back of it. Oh, this is good. I gotta make a call. I gotta call my driver and her to go to Home Depot and pick me some lumber up. There's gonna be a Fallout system for that. Oh, sorry for walking away. Just excited here. See how amazing God just gives you ideas that flow through your head. I'm gonna build myself a customized Fallout projection screen. Yeah, we're gonna do that. All right, so let's get started on what we got to do here because we got to paint this, slap this over here. This is for the new stuff we got to do, and we got the gray we got to do next. That's another one to do. So, let's see. I think I'm probably going to do. We got two of them we got to paint today. I'm gonna do the mustard right now. No, I'll do the other gray. I'm curious to see how this gray is going to come out. That's a gray right there we have. And I need 2 rollers. Let's go grab me a roller. When we get done with that legal part of it all, those of you that want to mess with my copyright, you're going to learn not to do it. Trust me. You're going to learn not to do it. Want to touch my products and stuff? When I get done with this fellow, you're going to learn not to do it. And I think what I'm going to do is, from this learning experience for myself, at the end of this year, I'm going to get me a legal team. So I can personally go after some of you jokers for touching my stuff. I'm going to start making it very personal. Start digging into your pockets. I'm not going to like that. Getting a little tired of it. I'm already working on getting a corporate license. Once I get that corporate license, I'm going to get me a legal team. That'll be next. Now, I don't mind people doing side-by-sides. Don't care about that. Knock yourself out. Your opinion is your opinion at the end of the day. Don't care. Sure, that's what you do. But when you start tampering with stuff, mixing products and doing false and fake demonstrations and all that stuff, messing with our copyrights and stuff, and now you're talking about lawsuits. You know? It's common sense. If you can understand that and that bothers you, that upsets you, then and you feel that I don't have a right to defend myself or my company, don't buy my product. Get off my channel. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I don't have to do any videos or nothing at all. My products still flow in. People still buy from me constantly because I can back up everything that I do. I do stuff that the big companies won't show you. I show you some of the stuff that they don't show you at all when it comes to their technology. Everything you see that I do is upfront and honest and right from the door. That's why no one can match my demonstrations. And look at this. The entire time I'm having this conversation with you, look how my screen is sparkling. Look how the water is glistening off that coral reef. So, you know, and I had customers coming like, yeah, a lot of people they don't like me. Of course you don't like me. Because everybody wants to cut corners. Everybody wants to do the shortcuts. Everybody wants to do the whole, where they give you the protocol speech. Well, you know, it's an ambient light projection screen pane. You have to use it in a certain environment. You know, you have to have your lights dimmed and all. That's protocol nonsense. So you mean to tell me I spent $5,000 for a projection screen and I have to use that in an ambient light environment? Are you freaking kidding me? Or I can't lean to the side and fear the screen's going to turn black? Or I can't run that through an ultra short though because I have to have a special screen for that? Nah. That's crazy. And I'm not talking about the hobbyists. I'm talking about the big corporations. $5,000 for a projection screen. You spent $5,000 for a screen, and you can't view it on an angle because it may turn dark on you. You have to have a special ultra short throw screen for that to run it off ultra short throw. And that's crazy. Shit, for $5,000, that thing better transform and clean my house and everything else under the sun. Paying that kind of money, that's a lot of money for a screen. And that's just 100-inch. I have never looked up 120-inch of any of these screens before, and I'm pretty sure it's quite shocking. That customer we were talking on there, we're talking about how are you, what is in it that you got to charge that much money for a screen? That's crazy. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to paint the gray screen on there. This one right here is going to be reserved for the exotic, right there. So that's going to be for the exotic. Let me go get me another roller. I need 2 rollers to pull this one off. But like I said, you know, this what they call ambient light controlled environment. I don't know. I'll look at the demonstrations. The environments are dark. They got a little bit of light pointing in the corner. My personal favorite was when they take the condensed lighting and they have a piece of artwork in the corner and they have the lighting hitting the artwork to just give off the illusion that there's light in the environment. What the jokers don't understand is that when you do that, there's no physical light in contact with your screen. You can have lights peppered out through your entire environment. If none of those lights are in the area where the screen is physically at, it's pointless. So that's what they call ambient light controlled, which means you put lights everywhere else in your environment, you just keep them away from the screen. Like, look how much light is in the environment. Look how it's making contact with the screen. Look how it's taking it in. It's taking in a little bit of it. Not like that. And they've been doing, like I said, me and another fellow had a conversation about that, about how ambient light rejection is just used too loosely, and it is. You know, The background is supposed to be well lit. Like right now, you can see as the camera's pointed down, you can see this whole area well lit. You can still see my screen. That's how it's supposed to be. Everybody, and they figure that, look, we'll feed you this nonsense and you'll accept it because people have been feeding it to you for years and it's the normal. It's not the normal. It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, we need a roller. I'm going to just use that roller right there because I could have swore I washed that another roller, but no, I mean, I probably didn't. So let's start with the gray first because that's what I have title first. I'm pretty sure you want to see that one first. Now we're making all this stuff, these different grays ahead of time because I don't want to hear from somebody saying, well, you know, you took his product and you made this, that, and the other. Yeah, okay. You know where your theory goes wrong on that one? If I've been making screen paints or exotics and we make those in 20 minutes, we can make 3 of those in a day. And we don't have this product because we can't get our hands on it because he cancels our orders. Why would we need it to begin with the outstanding results that we've got from our product on day one? There you go. That clears up that theory. I told you before, I don't like doing gray screens, but I'm curious now because after seeing how the coating reacted and that lighter grays, you know, we may have a lineup of light gray screens to cater to customers that just want higher white levels. You know, so we're just trying to satisfy everybody. When I first came out here, I admit I was a bit hard-headed when I was saying, you know, black screens. I love black screens, they are. I still feel black screen is the only way to go. But I have to take my opinion, and I can't actually just base it off my company by saying the only way to go is black technology, and that's the only thing you need to have, because I'm going to have customers that still want that may want that higher white level. So I have to cater everybody. So this is what we're doing. All right, let's start this show. I'm going to pour this on right now. All right. It's kind of thick. This one's actually way thicker than the other one. And we got to set it up with our projector here. Here. We're going to let that set like so. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care. Let's grab something else. You don't need a fan. That stuff's going to dry pretty good, but I do need some power. You need power. I need a projector. Grab a projector for this. I have no idea where in the world is my freaking projector at. I mean, I ordered, I guess it's stuck in the nail somewhere. But I ordered the in focus, and I want to try that projector out really bad. What do we got? We got any power supplies down here? Anything? Any cords, cables? Anything? Did I bring down here? Okay, here. Got some equipment here. Like I said, when these tests are done, it's nothing done out of hatred or none of that stuff. No, this is strictly tests that need to be done, corners that were cut in his demonstrations that you should see. And, you know, like I told you, when we did the lighter screen, I showed you that. What did I tell you from the door? I said the contrast levels aren't going to be as heavy as you would see up a black screen and so forth, but they're going to be fair. It's not going to be, you're going to still be able to pick up the bright colors and the contrast level to a certain degree, and that's why I showed you the sample sheets of the certified screen so you can see the different colors. So you see the screen does maintain brighter colors than a certified screen. I showed you different forms of areas of well-lit environments to show you how the screen is going to react. I showed you different forms of projectors, down to the highest, down to the lowest, down to ultra short throw, to see how it's going to react to that. All done in fully lit environment. The environment was never changed to accommodate the projector or the environment or to make the screen look good. Everything was done. And even went as far as putting a 130 watt lamp right there in the center of the screen to show you exactly how much ambient light a light screen could pretty much take in. And then we put it in the doorway with the lamp to add insult to injury, just to show you exactly, so you can see everything right from the door. That's what you should be seeing. But I come up and I told you that if you're expecting for those contrast levels to be as heavy as that black screen, it's not going to happen. This is going to be marked as fair. So now you know what you're getting, and that's why I did that contrast contrast demonstration. So you can see the contrast faded a little bit, and it didn't maintain as heavy as a dark screen, but at least you know up front how it's going to react. And that's what you're supposed to see. If someone's faking that their product does something that it's not supposed to do, and they can't back it up by showing you those demonstrations, then they're hiding something from you. Okay. Same thing with the black screens. You go to my website, it says it right there. The black screen white levels are a tad low, but nothing that's going to disrupt your picture quality. I've said that many times. That's why when I show off black screens, I show the white levels first, and then we do the colors later. I don't hide anything from you. That's what you do with thorough demonstration. But if you notice, this individual only does these particular demonstrations if it's called upon him to do so. He should do it automatically for every screen paint he designs. That's how you know you're getting good quality. So keep in mind, that's sitting here while I'm sitting here having this conversation. Don't worry about that. It's not going to damage the screen at all. Where's this going into? Oh, this is the actual port. Like, wait a minute. It's a defect here. Got an extra plug and an extra plug. Doesn't make any sense. It's madness. Absolutely madness. All right. Let's see. All right, so this is all fired up and goody gumdrops. All right, let's paint this thing in. We got the projector set up here, so we're good over here. Bring this back a little bit. The sun's about to pop out pretty soon. Let me see if we got remote controls for this. No, we don't have. Last night I took the remote control upstairs with me when I was doing the demonstration down here. I'll be back. All right, this got to be the fire stick for that one. All right, let's get this painted in. With this on, let me move you over here because we got the projector blocking some of this light coming through. So let's move you over some. Over here. A little dark in that area over there. That's better. All right. Let's get this cracking, Jackson. Told you, it's not gonna affect the screen. I need some more paint though. Need one more. Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. There we go. That should be good. I'll wipe it off and then just lands right back on. That's all. Corners real good. All right, that's finished. Let me drop this off into the roller. got a big tub of hot soapy water downstairs. When I get done painting, I just drop my rollers in there. I'm soaked. Now, real quick, just to show you how much lighter, because I got to paint over this screen anyway. But this is the, that's the paint we painted yesterday for the one we did in the one we put in the doorway in here. This is the ultra bright gray, one of the ones we're designing, the one we showed off yesterday. The one in the doorway, all right, to show you the difference between the tones. All right, this is the one we developed today. As you can see, the two different tones. Just so you don't see there's an overshadow. Let's move this to the side, get this over here into the light. You can see the two different. See? And this screen right here looks extremely bright, and this is a very light screen. The screen changes, it can get darker, goes lightness. We've seen this already. I put this up against the black screen and showing exactly how light it is. All right, this is much, much lighter than this one. So we'll see how the code reacts to it. Now this is the one that I have in the room back here. Let me put this over here for right now because I got to clear my area out. This is painted onto a 100-inch screen. That's the screen right there. There you go. There it is right there. That's the screen right there. That's when we did in display yesterday. When we had hanging up there, the light gray screen. This is actually lighter than that screen. So just out of curiosity, what's going to happen? Let's see how it's going to react to the code. It's very wet. Over here. Projector. You guys over here where I'm at. All right. See how it's going to react. But that proves nothing at all, not one thing. When you see demonstrations when somebody leans over and shows you the camera when the screen automatically turns on, that's not the test, that's nothing. It hasn't been tested yet. How you know how it's going to react to different projectors? How you know it's going to how to react to contrast levels, different color blends when it comes up to high performance screens? That's not enough. Doing a demonstration and zooming in on it? No. Come on now, you spending all this money for a projector and that's all you expect from a screen? This is what you're supposed to expect. Some people, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but consider the fact that you're just supposed to be expecting more from that demonstration. That's what you're supposed to be expecting, more. Let's see. We got to bring our projector over. The lens shift only goes so far. I'm going to bring it over. Yeah. That's enough. We got to get that contrast level. See how that contrast level is going to pop. Just because you see black here and there, that doesn't prove it's a contrast level. I still could be shades of gray in there. We won't know that until we actually hit a star fill off of it. So let's see what we get out of here. I should bring this around the other way. I should do it this way instead. That's better, right? There you go. Now you're seeing more of the screen. So just seeing this top end of it all. Let me see, we gotta go here. I had a little kid used to come over, he used to watch Paw Patrol every freaking day. My goodness, but then again, mine was different era, so I couldn't understand it. All right, let's grab something here. Let's get this started. Oh, we got to dry it first because we can't do anything against it unless we dry it. All right, let's dry it. Before we do this, let's put something on. YouTube, LG Beta Fish. Something, picked up the wrong remote control. I got the screen behind me. Let me see what we need to do here to dry this. Let's put this here like so. Now, I know I'm gonna get people going to say, well, Ken, what about that versus a 12? You want to see what happens if I put that next to a 12, what a 12 would do to that screen? That's my own technology right there, and I will show you what a 12 would do to that screen. Not only will a 12, and you've seen me do this before with 12s. You see me take a gray screen and throw it in front of a 12, and a 12 will blend into the gray screen and then pull contrast, and the screen won't even show up. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to it, but we'll do that demonstration today also too. And this is against my own stuff that I developed. Let's see, which one we have? This is not from here? No, we got the wrong one here. On this one. All right, for a minute. Grab the wrong remote controls again. Mother George. Mother George. Let's see what we did with the remote control for this one. This should be right here. All right, here we go. YouTube, Beta Fish, LG.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's try that one again. Beta Fish, LG.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. That's better. See contrast levels? Not even there. So right now, that just tells me that the screen that I have back there is the lightest I can go and still maintain a contrast. Start field demonstration. That's the screen that's getting the label. See? Starfield demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, she fights me so. This screen produces the darker contrast. This one produces a very less contrast. White levels are going to be higher here, but they're going to be higher here also too. But keep in mind, contrast is going to be better on this screen. We need to let this dry because I need to do a side-by-side. So we can get you better than this. Let's do this. I'm not worried about the screen getting wet because we got to repaint this one over again anyway. You get a better understanding. Actually, my chair should be pulled around the other way around. There you go. Much better. So let's see how both of them stack up. Let me turn this on. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
You see it now? See, the thing about it is our eyes are toned to see things a certain way. You see two black screens and you think one is actually both producing the same black contrast, and it's not so. One's actually producing a lighter gray, one's actually producing a darker contrast level. Not black, but like a darker gray. The only screens we have that can produce a 100% contrast level are black screens. But these screens mimic contrast. And even though you looked at both star fields and you thought both star fields were exactly the same, they weren't the entire time. It's just that in order for a screen to have a high pop when it comes to color, it has to be to produce a contrast level to do so. It's the same thing like if you take red paint and if you drop white paint in it, it gets lighter. You lose that tone, you lose that contrast, and the color becomes, red becomes a more faded red. Where if you drop black into it, it becomes darker and richer. Same scenario. And somebody said, oh, he gave up his secret. No, you're not even close. You're not even close. But let's move on. But yeah. So that way, the screen behind it is the technology that we stuck in the doorway. And keep in mind, both of them had code in it. It's just the code reacts differently. There's a certain level that the code can be pushed to. And right now, from what I'm seeing in this test demonstration, we can't go anything lighter like this. It would never work. We have to keep it within that tone right there. And this is our own code that's dropping this stuff. Now, would I ever launch the lighter one? Nah, it's not going to happen. The color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. See? Has its limitations. You know, unless God blesses me with the knowledge to be able to enhance a contrast level on a super light gray screen, yeah, I have to wait on that one because he hasn't given me that information yet. So it's not my time to design it. Maybe a year from now, 2 years, who knows? You know, it's up to him where he decides. Let's try a white level, see what happens. White snowstorm.
Getting that from YouTube.
Isn't that interesting? See how interesting it is? The other formula that we developed is darker, but it maintains a very high white level, almost equal to the lighter gray screen. So keep in mind, if we were to throw any of this product against that screen behind it, it would fail miserably because that screen can literally pull contrast level regardless on how light it is. Maintain colors, maintain contrast, as we proved in the demonstration when we did it against another high performance screen, other high performance screens. So how do you get a screen that's that light that can actually maintain a contrast level and white levels at the exact same time? If we pull a contrast level on a screen paint, when it comes over here, it's going to fail against that screen because it can't pull that contrast level. Let's go over to color green.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm about to say, this bores me. How about a game of basketball? Green screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
I can't believe I want to sit here and review this product.
In Valley University, we know the world is pretty smart.
I got things to do.
So we made FlexPath smart.
You understand, at the end of the day, me reviewing this product, it's not like I want hits and all. I don't care about that. It's just basically just showing the consumers and what they're not getting. I can't stand it when I watch a demonstration and they cut corners. And I'm watching them cut these corners and they're talking all this mumbo jumbo about this and blah blah that. Man, would you open up the freaking windows in the back? Man, let some of that light come in. Let's see the screen really take some punishment. Same thing with these big companies, the same thing. When I watch their environments, like really seriously, like I seen one where he had a nice setup, but the condensed lighting was pushed so far out that if you look down at the floor, which you're not expecting you to do, you would notice that the light was showing up here, 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 and here, away from the physical screen itself. Nothing was touching the screen. It was giving the illusion there was light around the screen. There was nothing touching the screen at all. And if you ever had condensed lighting before, you know that you can stick your hand up there and you can shift the lights around where you want them to go. Let's see. There's no point doing anything else on this. I don't like it. Not saying I don't like it, but like I said, it has its limitations. And the lights, nah, this is the best one. Here's the best one. That's the one we showed off yesterday. That's the one that took the 130 watt light bulb right in the middle of the screen while all the lights were on in the room and pulled the projector back 22 feet. That's the one that was sitting on the door. That's that 100-inch screen. That's what's coded on that. No, it's supposed to bounce up. But I want to get this mustard screen painted because that's what I want to have some fun with. I love doing the exotics. But this one's already set. This one's passed all its tests. It's done. It's ready to go. I just got to get a label designed for it, and we just got to get it up on the site. That's all we have to do. But this one's done already. All right, enough with that one. Ugh. We're gonna go on this mustard. I'm gonna get this burnt sunflower done. Like I said, this one right here. People might look at it like, oh, but it looks good. No, it's not good. It's not good. It gives us an understanding of like I said, we're not used to dropping this code in light gray screens at any kind of light gray screen base. Not used to it. So at least we know now the level on how light we can go with a screen on how well the code would work. And this one right here, it's not going to work with it. But at least we know that this one right here, this is going to work perfectly. This is the one we used yesterday. Came out looking fantastic. So that got its label, that one didn't. And before people say, didn't God give it? No, God didn't give me that. I made that myself downstairs just to see what would happen. As I said, test to see what would happen. Now, this one, on the other hand, I'm about to paint. This one is getting painted by my Lord and Savior. It's an exotic. Begin to paint on this one. Look at that, sun's coming out. Look at the window light pouring in. Screen still maintained. See, I was interested in my demonstrations. Not only am I painting the screen in for you, but you get to watch one of my screens fire off. And you watched it before the light started coming through the window. You get to watch all this happen while I'm actually painting in the screen for you. You get to watch the technology at work. Knock you guys over. All right, let's get this over here. I want to change the scenery to something else. 4K birds, YouTube. Okay, I'll take that one. There you go. Light hits that screen. All right, let's get it cracking, Jackson. So I sat there and said that, look, my screen I have here, so it's not 100 inches, it's 126 inches, sits in a bay of windows. Look at all that light that hits that screen. Everybody else is sitting in the dark. Let me turn that projector off because you don't want that hitting you in the face, trust me. So let's adjust a little better. If I got something, no, I'm just gonna cut the, no, I'm good. I'm good, I'm gonna slant there. I'm good. All right, let's get this other one painted up. I gotta get me a roller. Give me a roller. A roller. Don't be surprised that after we start ordering more and more of his products here for review, don't be surprised that he puts you through some scrutiny and screening before he allows you to buy his stuff, because he's going to put you through it. If he was that terrified and canceling our orders when we first tried to buy from him to begin with, he's going to put y'all through some stuff because he doesn't know who's ordering it. And the fact that one of them got through, yeah, that's going to bother him a lot. He doesn't know who did it or who got it or who ordered it. And that means he's going to start asking y'all some crazy questions, trying to figure out which one of y'all may be somebody that I may know. And if you got to go through all that just to sell screen paint, then that clearly shows you have something to hide. If he sends me any detailed instructions on how he wants me to basically treat his paint a special way, I'll show you the email. And I'm going to explain to him, your paint gets no treatment over here. It's treated like just like everything else over here. And everything we have over here has to go through the same kind of punishment. Your screen's going to do the same thing. If you're not being used to, if you're not used to being used in this kind of environment, well, you should have never did those demonstrations to begin with, trying to show up your screen as ambient light rejection. Because the first thing you'll do is say, well, my screen's not ambient light rejection. That's the excuse he uses. So when you call him and complain to him that how come the screen's not picking up in a fully lit environment, he'll say, well, it's not ambient light rejection. It's never meant to be. But the best way you can utilize it, you have to use an ambient light controlled environment. In this decade and time with everything being ambient light rejection, and why you wouldn't be. So that's one of the excuses he's going to use. Well, it's not an ambient light rejection screen paint, this so and so and so. Then you need to treat it like a non-ambient light and keep it in the dark. And stop doing these demonstrations by opening up doors and trying to compare yourself to us, because we deal with ambient light rejection technology. So you shouldn't be comparing yourself to me. And here, drying my roller off. Because then if you sit there and say, well, your ultra short though projector upstairs is an 80-inch, mine's a 100-inch. That's 126 right there in the window, and it sits in windows. I have more light right now in that one environment than your entire living room right now. And I don't even have these lights on in here, or the ones in the theater room. So that speaks volumes right there. And my projector's not a P1. That one's a $59 projector I paid for. 720p Sony. I'm sorry, 720p NEC. And as I'm cleaning my rolls and have this conversation with you, you're looking at my screen. Okay, let's begin here. Get this done. Get you guys down here because you don't want to get blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. I got a lot of old stones in my head, people. Let me see if I can get you situated in there. If not, I gotta turn this projector off. You don't get blinded by the thing. It doesn't have a blank mode on. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Let me grab something real quick. Okay, in my pocket. No, I'm a stereo in my pocket. What the frick do I do? Get in there. Oops, on the floor. Alright, so make sure I got everything. Okay, we're good. Okay, put this up here. Well, I'm setting up with you guys over here. So I'm gonna look at the screen. There you go. And you don't know, that screen's blue. That's an exotic. Is my load incredible? Yep. There you go. This was developed today, so Mr. Crow can understand. 20 minutes. Well, not 20 minutes, but 20 minutes it took to develop it, which was till today. Just came. Got him. Yep, just got him. Just came. I'll be on tonight. Woo! You know, it's interesting. So I got two security cameras that are perched. One on the second floor and there's one on the third floor. The third floor gives me the bird eye view. And on the camera, I just watched the take my box and throw it literally on my porch. And it's funny when they toss it and they look up and they see the security camera staring them in the face, they kind of put their head down and pull their hat down. It's too late now, buddy. You've already been recorded, but I don't care. No damage. You know? It was pretty well sealed up in the box, like nothing's gonna really happen to it. We just need to, don't do stuff like that. Alright, let's get some other things color, because now we got this new color screen we're playing around with. What's the right one for this one? No, it's not there. Get some more controls mixed up. There we go. Those all mixed up here. This is it? Alright, so what remote control is this going to? Alright, apparently you got a few remote controls up here. Let me find mine. Story of my life, people. Oh, there's my remote control. Actually, there's some remote controls all over the house. Alright, let me get some other colors up here. This is going to be a winner, man. Look how beautiful the colors come up on this one. Ooh, those colors are beautiful. We do the colors once we get the screen up here. We got to get 3 sample sheets up here for this one. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good one. Look at this. Look at the reds on that. Alright. 4K video demonstration. Right from the door, 3 screen certification test, right from the door. All meant to be done the same way. Right from the door of the design, you have to go get 3 certified screens. dry, right? We do the snow demonstration.
How do we ensure families facing food insecurity get access to their food? We can deliver from
Yeah, right from the door, bone white, despite the screen being a sunflower color. Alright, let's get past this ring. I'm just trying to get this done. I got things to do. Alright, let's go over here. We're going to be using, from the door, I told you, all exotics are done the same way, right from the door. Do them against the certified sample sheets. Dark Star 9. Gray Cinema 5D, which means we use different shades of color. We don't pick out certain screens. They're going to go well with the screen. Some people pick out a screen that is going to pretty much not give the screen too much of a fight. It's going to be the blending easy. That's what they go for. We don't do that. Pick out two different shades of screen. Got one that's darker, one that's medium, one that's actually a little very light. All right, let's get this going. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll show the white levels first. All right. We'll go over to red screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
No, that's the wrong choice of words. I guess that'll work. And there you go. It's the same story I'll tell you over and over again. If you don't have a perfect balance of white levels in there and contrast at the same time, your colors won't pull up. Blue screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm gonna just go with this shade in and shade out, and then we're gonna go back and get the blue. And as you notice, the screen that we're using, which is exotic, is a mustard colored screen. It's not a dark mustard, but it's a mustard colored screen, and it's able to maintain color, which means it's using 100% color code. Let's go over and pull up our blue. We'll get our blue done. There's our blue. Let's go over and pick up sky blue. All right. Starfield demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Here's the Starfield demonstration. Now, for those of you who are probably thinking that, Ken, well, that black doesn't look that black. Well, like I said before, we make black technology. It'd be a different reason if we never even made black technology and I was trying to pass this off as being contrast, 100% contrast. But I'm not going to tell you that because that's not true. That's not 100% contrast. The black screens we got upstairs are 100% contrast. The limited black is 100% contrast. These screens can mimic a level of contrast. See, that is the difference. As I develop black technology, I know what a 100% contrast level looks like. All right. So you can see right from the door, even from the 3-screen certify, our screen picks up a much more brighter, more vivid color. And at the end of the day, like I said, with this from the door, I'm tired, people. I am so tired right now. I'm not even going to open that thing. I'm just going to charge it up and then go to sleep. Skywork food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Alright, so let me get cleaned up here so I can ready to set up so I can get to sleep because I haven't been to sleep yet. Lie or not, I haven't been to sleep. My headsets, I had them shipped in overnight. So they were supposed to be here around 4 o'clock at nighttime or 8, one or the other. And I didn't want to go to sleep and have my headsets sitting up here and somebody take it. So I didn't go to sleep. I haven't been to sleep yet. I'm going to bed after this. There you go. Well, that's done. And this one right here is going back downstairs because we're never going to make that one. And I mean, never going to make that. Never. There's no point. Couldn't pull the contrast level. So now I know exactly how light I can make that screen and where that coating is going to work. So we got an idea of where we can have it. Make it too light, contrast level has to pull up. Without that contrast level, as you can see, the colors don't pop. And that's the problem. Those colors don't come up. That's why I was doing this red, blue, and greens. Them colors don't come up. They don't pop like that. That's a serious problem. That means then you're going to have to calibrate one of my screens, and that's never going to happen. I'm never going to calibrate one of my screens. I'm not going to do that. All right, so you guys can check that out while I'm busting everything down in the background. We'll let the birds play. I used to have remote controls for all of them, but I lost them. I completely lost my remote controls. These, those I keep on. Tired, won't even be on VR until I finally get up, which I need sleep badly. Excuse me. Well, that being said, if you do own one of these, look me up. I'll be on VR. Probably around 6 o'clock when I finally get up because I'm tired. Haven't been asleep yet. I'll probably get less. I don't know. It depends on when I get up. But keep in mind, even with these VR glasses, I can only spend, because I suffer from migraines. So even when I have my Sonys, I got on probably twice a month. That's it. So that's all I can take in is twice a month. That's it. I'm not going to be on it like every day. You'll see me there once in a blue moon. If you're on there, you'll see me once in a blue moon. But I'm not going to be on there every day because I get migraines, and really bad ones. And anyone who suffers from migraines, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not something you want to go through. Headache. Oh, might as well do the tradition, right? All right. Let's go. Do the tradition. I told you that. I was dead serious when I told you that. I'm done with consoles this year. I'm done. I'm not bothering with them anymore. I'm done. Just that fiasco of that onslaught of train wreck of your consoles. Oh man, are you kidding me? Like, no, I'm not touching them with a 10-foot pole. Nope. And if you do happen to get one, you still run the risk of it breaking or the hard drive not working right or your control is wandering and all that nonsense. Nah. I got these babies right there. And now next week I go pick up my gaming PC. I'm going to link that to my gaming PC. And that's where I'm going to be at every time I game. I'm definitely going to be messing with my PS4. I got too many people I game with on that, so that's definitely going to happen. So days I'm not feeling dizzy and I don't get the pulsating going in the back of my head, I'll just play that. And the beautiful about that thing is no wires or nothing. And some people might say, but Ken, they're going to come out with a VR system 2 for the PS5. Yeah, so my system can break down on me and then I can turn around and have the headsets with no way to run them without the system. I'll tell you. After you have been through the Xbox 360 craziness, you've been through that nightmare, yeah, it's kind of a flashback of that. It's definitely a flashback of that. And I spent so much money on so many consoles, modded so many systems to keep them cool, just to have the system burn out on me all over again. I wish I could keep my windows like this. I got to take a walk. I need to take a walk out there and see if they can see. Well, of course, my mom used to always say, if you can see them, they can see you. You know, unless you got some kind of invisible shading or whatever. But she used to say, if your windows are open, if you can see them, they can see you. But I like to have this much lighting coming in the room, you know? YouTube Starfield demonstration. I'm going to sleep for many days and many days and many, many days. I'm going to wash my sheets today too. I told you, every day when I get up, and every day I get up when I do this, you know what I'm requesting. And if you don't do it in time, like I said, I'm requesting this. See, I told you, when you watch my demonstrations and my screens, like the lighter screens I have downstairs, what I tell you from the door, contrast level is not going to be as dark as a black screen. The only screens we have that can produce that black level are the acoustic 17s, the luminous black, and the 12s. They're the only ones that can produce a 100% contrast level. If you want screens, they're going to have a white level and a fantastic contrast level. And we have black silvers. They can mimic very good contrast levels. Platinum Eclipse can do it. Oh, and I forgot about the gold. Golds, well, the 12s are different. The 12s definitely, we got to do a gold demonstration. I haven't done a gold in a long time. Gold 12, I'm going to do one of those. I haven't done one of those in a long while. I'll do one of them later on today. We'll do a gold. I haven't done a gold in a while. So golds basically produce amazing colors, good contrast and white levels. The contrast levels are kind of like mid. Like I said, but at the end of the day, if we were to size them all up, the black screens will be dominating when it comes to that, because that's what they're designed for, contrast levels. But I'm going to tell you that, even when I did that light gray screen downstairs, when I was showing you, the one we're actually going to be having on for sale pretty soon, I explained to you why contrast levels are going to be fair. That's why when I did the demonstration in the doorway, I pulled up contrast demonstrations, because you needed to see that. Exactly where the screen stands at. I'm now going to show you a light gray screen and then basically do a bunch of demonstrations in the dark, showing up contrast, and see it does the same thing. It can pull contrast. Just like, no, I'm not going to tell you that. That's wrong. That's misleading your customers. Now, if this screen does what it says it does and says it can pull a contrast level, then we'll find out when it gets here. We'll do the same demonstration I'm doing here. Now, I don't know why I would have to wait for his product to get here, when if he's watching a demonstration, he can just do it right there in his home and just prove it. Same theory with daylight screens. I saw that demonstration, it was showing up that screen, I was like, oh shoot, I got a black screen. Went out and bought it, it wasn't black. It's kind of a dark, not kind of a gunmetal. So gunmetal is kind of like a bluish, kind of real dark and a bluish kind of look to it. Like, if you look at RoboCop, that's gunmetal. But it wasn't gunmetal. Now, it's surprised that when I laid it against the black screen was able to pull that contrast, and that screen couldn't do it. But the way they displayed in the video would pick up darker levels. Now, it does pick up darker levels if you're putting it on a white screen. If you put it on a white screen, yeah, all those screens do exactly what they're supposed to do. But they're going against a black screen. That's a whole nother different category of a screen. The colors are going to pop higher, screen's darker, you know what I mean? Or they're going to produce a higher white level. LG, snowboarding demonstration. And I get this all the time. People say, well, you know, if you're going to show off your, I want to see your white levels on your screen. I got no problem showing you that. I'll show you white levels if I got sample sheets laying up against my screen. LG, snowboarding 4K. There you go. Somebody asks this question every day. What's the problem? How come you can't show us the Starfield demonstrations? I can show you my white levels on my black screen. No problem. But you can show white levels, you can show colors, but you won't show contrast. And like I said, if you won't do it, when your product gets here, we'll do it. In the same environment I'm using right now. Paint the screen up, and we'll show a contrast level. Now, see, if you came on and you did you're honest with your customers and say, okay, look, it's not an ambient light rejection screen paint, what you did say. It does produce bright colors and high white levels, but when it comes to contrast, the contrast is fair. There you go. Now you're being honest. But by taking our black technology and laying it against your screen and saying, hey, look, you're concentrating on the white levels, the bright levels only. You don't do any dark contrast demonstrations by saying, okay, I'm going to do a dark contrast demonstration. I can see where the 12 is producing higher contrast, it's maintaining this color and so forth. You don't do that. You try to paint our screen as being so dark you can't see it. That's what you do, false demonstrations. When I do a demonstration against the Darkstar 9, which is a very dark screen, I'm going to show Starfield demonstrations, color demonstrations, white levels, everything. So my customers can see exactly everything stacks up. Oh, and that screen called Lux, when he did the review against, that's coming here too. So that's going to be interesting to see how your screen stacks up against that screen. Because I'm going to do that demonstration correctly. There's my white levels right there. And what he doesn't understand, in order for a black screen to pull these colors like this, that you're seeing right now, it has to be able to produce a white level to do it. There you go, white levels again. Where's your contrast? Keep in mind, people, he's got a 2 million to 1 contrast on that projector. I got a 4,000 to 1. white snow screensavers. Again, you need a white level to pull that up. Let's fast forward to the snow. There you go. See? There you go. Talked all that mumbo jumbo on camera about how he's equal to our technology, and look, he won't even show you a freaking a star field, and I can show you a snowy day right through my screen. Ugh. Why my windows are open? See? I'll go through every last one of these videos. No problem. I don't gotta pick and choose which ones. Every last one of them. You can see the individual snowflakes falling down from the screen in pure white. Look at that. I mean, you can't display a star field demonstration with a projector with a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast. See, like I said, you claim your screen to be something that it's not. Now you're being called out on it. Misleading your customers, you shouldn't be doing that. Now come up with 1,000 excuses. And by the way, just so you don't think you're going to be slick about this, I don't want to see this on any UV mix showing a star field demonstration. I want to see this displayed on the very same screen that you put that you call yourself all black screens being compared to. That Cinema Max, whatever Cinema Mix, whatever the screen's called, yeah, that's the one I want you to do the star field demonstration. The one you got right there in your theater room on that P1, P2, that's when I want to see that star field demonstration on that light gray screen. Because if I'm doing a light gray screen, which I did, I explained to my customers, I tell them right from the door, it's not going to be the same as the 12. The contrast levels are going to be fair. But I can also show them the color patterns to show that our screen does pick up higher blues, greens, deeper reds than the high performance screens. You didn't do not one demonstration, test demonstration that I did under my gray screen. Let's move on to another brighter color. It's interesting looking at Christmas, and you can see right outside my window all that snow. Now, as I said before, in my video demonstrations, when I finish them, we're either going to start them off with this, or we're going to go back to this. And this is something I've been requesting him to do for the longest time, or anybody who basically feels that, you know, you're going to basically challenge a 12 and on its contrast level, especially on its white levels, and try to say, well, all black screens come out dark, you can't see them at all. You know what I mean? You're campaigning that, but like I said, when you do demonstrations with any other dark screens like the Dark Star 9, which I saw you do a demonstration against that, you didn't show any contrast demonstrations in those videos. The only thing you stuck to high, bright colored levels. Because you know, at the end of the day, even with black paint, if you try to go against everyday black paint on your screen versus the star field, that black paint's going to pull up better than your screen. I still got enough time before the paint gets here, so, you know, it's up to you. Let's see what else we got. Ooh. There you go. Look at that right there. We'll keep that on for a minute. Like I said, I got no problem showing my white levels on my black screens. No problem at all. I don't have nothing to hide. I don't want to see that contrast up on a UV mix. Nope, you take it and put it right over. Doesn't make a difference if you're doing a UV mix. A black screen can go to UV easy. You've done that one already. It's a dark gray screen. It can't match a black screen when it comes to contrast. You take that Cinema Max, that light gray screen, the way you've been displaying all, and you show us a contrast up on Starfield and have those windows open up. I can sit here and I can show you white demonstrations all day long, no problem. You can't show me contrast. There you go. Go in there, I'm going to show you my white levels. When your product gets here, we're going to request those contrast levels again. If not, we'll do the contrast levels in here. Set them up in here. These will be the first ones to go through. So your stuff's going to go through some real serious testing. Same thing we got to go through. We got a 135-inch elite white screen in there. You'll be tested against that to see exactly how close you come to a white screen. I think my Vivistorm should be here on time, and that screen called Lux. Again, it's spelled L-U-X-I-N-I. He's called, so he did a demonstration against that. We'll do that one fully lit environment when that one will be done. I don't want to have any emails coming from you telling me that your screen has to be put in a certain particular area. No, nope, nope. You're going to go through the same test. If you basically call yourself being equal to us, you should go through the same rigorous test our screens go through every day. And you will be tested on contrast. Oh, you definitely will be. Because that's something you've been avoiding at Starfield demonstration, so we'll see. got a ton of sample sheets for you to go through. You got to go through those. We got different types of projectors our screens have to go through. You'll go through those. And if the weather's good, we'll take you outside on the deck. So I plan to paint you on a 120-inch screen downstairs, sorry, 100-inch screen downstairs, and then another smaller screen to be transported through the house to do those demonstrations also. I like that demonstration. I'll have to do that one more often. That just shows nothing but blinding white.
Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more, so you can make your money goals happen.
All right. Well, you guys are checking it out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the train back on. I gotta go back. I gotta go feed my squirrels. So we'll put the train back on because I like that. That's the blinding snow. I like that one the best. Let's do that one right there. I like that one. And I'm gonna go get dressed and feed my squirrels. I'm tired of them. I gotta feed my jokers. You see my squirrel sitting on this tree stump. There's no food out there for him. He's gotta eat. Oh. That's kind of like me, equaling myself to. And whatchamacallit did have a black screen. This they say Optima has a black screen, right? Instead of it being gunmetal. That's like me comparing myself to them, and I haven't even tested them yet. I haven't even tested the Optima yet. Or now the Victor Storms. I haven't tested them either. When they finally get here, I'll get a chance to. But I'm not going to sit there and develop a light gray screen and tell my customers it's going to pull the same contrast as a black screen. That is not going to happen. Tell them up front, and now I'm going to tell them up front, but I'm going to show them contrast, which I did. Showed you contrast. If someone ever says to me, well, you know, the screen didn't pull up the contrast levels that I wanted, well, did you see the demonstration? And the demonstration I did live. I did a contrast demonstration on that screen. And sat there saying, camera, contrast levels will be fair. This is a screen designed for people who want the higher white levels. But as you can see with the contrast levels, compared to the other high-end performance screens, you're going to pick up better color, which I proved. The ambient light projection technology gain on it's going to be fantastic because we did it at 22 feet with a 130 watt light bulb in the center of the screen with the lights on. Instead of having the door open and having so-called light hitting the screen, we stuck the screen in the door with the light on. So it's going to do much better than your everyday gray screen, trust me. But it's not going to be on that level, so you need to see all that. That's why those tests are very important. Next time he wants to call himself so-called making our product, we're just going to refer him right back to the exotics. There you go, you got 12 of them, you got my permission. Make them. He can't make them. That's why he hasn't done a demonstration. You think he's going to come on live and try to make that product? He's not going to do that. And try to pass all those tests? That screen just went under? He's not going to do that. We just did one a few minutes ago. Did a mustard color, something color screen and do sample sheets right from the door. He's not going to do it. Because he can't make it and never could. Well, I think it's the 23rd. I forget what day it is going to be. But when I get here, we'll show you the product. We'll do the unboxing and everything. I'm gonna go feed my squirrels. My squirrels. Where my keys at? Right downstairs, upstairs. I don't know. I'm gonna leave this on. You guys can watch that. Beautiful Women, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
White Cherry Blossom Flowers, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's that one dated.
Nope, too much information. Let's see what we got here. There we go.
The next time you look at your budget and you see these hefty subscription fees for PDF software,
Any red or whites on here? Nope. Well, that's too easy. Need something better than that. Need brighter whites. What about this one? There we go. That's better. See, I gotta hunt for white levels to display on my black screen. Look how natural her skin tone looks on that black surface. White Flowers, Black Scene, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm gonna find some nice white flowers. Black Scene, White Flowers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Like I said, if I can display white levels on my screen, you should be displayed them and on that Cinemax. You should be for that contrast level, that Starfield demonstration we were requesting. Like I said, if you explain to your customers that your contrast levels are fair and not equal to a black screen, then we'd have no need to do these demonstrations because you were honest. But you make it sound like your contrast levels are equal to a black screen. Heck, they're not even equal to the black silver. They're not even equal to any of the exotics that we designed because they can pull contrast. They're coded. If Dark Star 9 by Elite Screen can't pull a proper color level next to a screen that's green, what makes you think your screen's going to pull it next to a Dark Star 9? Well, I can't wait to play with this. Gotta get some games on here. I'm definitely going to do the VR chat on here. I might do Jurassic World too. Can't do it until I get some sleep. So the reason why I'm displaying my white levels, because like I said, we're going to give him a challenge to show off his contrast level. It's only fair that we display white levels. And that's why I'm showing you white levels right now. With the window's open. There is no excuse for it. At the end of the day, when you think about it, there's no excuse for it. If we can show you white levels, you should show us contrast levels. No, not white enough. We need whiter levels. Let's try this.
Every road you've never traveled. Every dress.
There we go. You know what? I'm going to come out of this video. I'm going to come back in and we're going to give him a challenge to Crow. Right up front. I'll be back. Gotta go and God bless.